What's up guys? So on this particular video we'll be discussing about Spiti Valley in the month of August 2026. So now this video is for people who are planning their trip to Spiti Valley and for those who have already planned and booked their trips but are confused about whether they should be going or they should not be going. And in this video we'll be covering basically 5 parts. One is the weather, the road condition, the routing that you need to take, the number of days, and most of all, what is the gear and the clothing that you need for Spiti Valley in the month of August. Now, starting off with the weather, the month of August is supposed to be the peak of summer in the Trans Himalayas, basically it's Spiti Valley. So in Spiti Valley, you're going to expect the temperature to range from anywhere between 25 to 30 degrees in the daytime, while the nights will be nice and cold at anywhere between 6 to 12 degrees. Now remember, Spiti Valley is a cold desert, so unlike the rest of India, which is going to receive rainfall, the month of August is a dry summer season in Spiti Valley, so you do not have to worry about rain in Spiti Valley. The real complication comes in about which route to take to reach Spiti Valley. Since Spiti Valley doesn't have any airport, the only way for you to get in is by road. So that is where the entire complication comes in about the road, because from the Shimla Kinnaur routing there's going to be a lot of rain, and from the Manali side also there's going to be a lot of rain. So the getting into Spiti Valley and getting out becomes really tricky because of the heavy rains that Himachal Pradesh receives in the month of August. Now this year is an El Nino year, which is where the rain is going to be lesser than what it has been in the previous years. There's already updates of flood related threats that are coming around from Himachal, be it from Kulu or from Kinnaur. Now, what this really means is that it can anytime flood and there can be landslides and plenty of them where the roads can break, the bridges can break when you're reaching to Spiti Valley. So, what you have to do is you don't have to firstly worry about it, because these kind of things happen in the Himalayas and they've been happening for the last 3 to 4 years. What you really need to do is you need to get your trip, I would say, streamlined in such a way that you give yourself enough of time to get in and out. So plan for minimum 8 nights, 9 days or longer. Anything shorter than this time frame could result in you having to either track back half your trip. That is, you could end up reaching Tabo and then having to come back because the road is closed towards Chandradal, or you might end up getting stuck near Nako because the road has caved in ahead of Nako and you'll have to come back from there itself. Hence, give yourself, I would say, minimum 9 days, like I mentioned. This way, what happens is that you'll at least reach Spiti Valley and you can exit via Manali. If you can give yourself more than 9 days, that would be wonderful, because the more time you have, the easier it becomes for you to get through in and out of Spiti Valley. I'm not saying that everybody who goes to Spiti Valley in the month of August is going to end up getting stuck in a roadblock, a landslide, or in a flood situation. But there is always a 50-50 probability of getting stuck before you reach Spiti Valley. Within Spiti Valley, it's not going to be a problem. But the issue comes about exiting Spiti Valley, because even the Manali Kulu side has a lot of flood related issues. Now, between the two roads, I would personally say that the road from Manali is a lot more riskier because the landslide threat is much higher. Along with this, the road from, I would say, Koksar till Losar is horrible. There is no road, and if you get stuck at Manali, the chances of you getting beyond that and reaching Spiti Valley is all but zero. While from the Shimla side, it's only a little bit ahead of Nakok, where it's called the Maling Nala, where the road really caves in. The rest of it is pretty seamless all the way up till Losar from the side. So, personally, start your journey from Shimla and then make it an exit via Manali, because this way you give yourself more chance of visiting all the places in Spiti Valley before you might end up with any kind of an issue. And even if there is an issue on the Manali side, you can always track back and return via Shimla. And understand one thing, that even when the roads cave in, the work on the Manali road takes longer, because most of the times the highway ends up getting washed away. While from the Shimla side, it is just a landslide with mud falling in, and that's the maximum that has happened. So, with such cases, the Shimla road ends up opening in a day or two, while the Manali road sometimes takes more than a week or two to open up. And the flooding on the Manali side even happens all the way up till Mandi. Hence, plan your trip from Shimla as your start point. Now, when it comes to the crowd, the month of August usually doesn't get a lot of crowd since the last few years because of the flood issues. So I don't expect it to have a lot of crowd again in this in the month of August. But there are 3 or 4 places along the circuit which will definitely be crowded. One is Kalpa, the second one is Chitkul, which are in Kinnaur Valley. Then when you go into Spiti, Tabo, Kaza, and Chandatal, these are the 3 places that by default will always have crowd, because everybody who is visiting Spiti Valley ends up doing these 5 places as their main places. So if you're going anywhere beyond that, that is Langza, Dankar, Chicham, Demul, then you'll have a wonderful experience in terms of the fact that you'll get the real Spitian feel when you stay in these villages, and you won't really have the same tourist crowd that you're used to seeing in the city world. You won't end up seeing them in these villages, so you'll actually live the actual Spitian life, where you can actually live in the houses of these villagers, go to their fields, play with their children, and at the end of the day, understand how life in the Trans Himalayas or Spiti Valley is. Now, when it comes to what you should be packing, now in the month of August, the first thing that you should pack a raincoat or a wind cheater along with an umbrella, and you will need that because in Delhi, Shimla, Manali, it is going to be raining, and you will not be able to do without an umbrella unless you really want to get sick in this rain, because this is not the usual rain that you're used to experiencing. This is cold, thick droplets of water which will fall on your body, and you will end up with a sore body and a sore throat, along with you'll be sick for the next week or so. Now, when it comes to what else you should be packing, you definitely need a good pair of hiking shoes which are waterproof. Pack all your clothes in a plastic bag which is transparent, so that your clothes do not end up getting wet in your backpack. Do not overpack. Carry clothes which can dry up quickly, and at the same time avoid carrying jeans, because once jeans end up getting wet, they're going to make your bag really, really heavy, and you do not want to be carrying a heavy backpack with you. Avoid, I would say, carrying trolley bags, because Spiti Valley doesn't have concrete or tar roads everywhere, and when you have to drag your trolley bag through the muddy, mucky water, and it's going to be a nightmare, because your bag is going to end up getting spoiled. So make sure that you're carrying a backpack in the month of August. One highly recommended thing for August is make sure that you're carrying a good first aid kit which has a lot of cough syrups or any kind of cough lozenge that you need, because you're going to end up with some kind of a sore throat, or somebody in your group is going to end up with that. So make sure that you have at least 2 strips of these, so that you by default have it. Now, Spiti Valley in August also has excellent cell phone network, provided that you have either Jio or Airtel. Prepaid and postpaid both work equally well. A combination of two is the best way to go about it. Do not plan on self-driving or riding in the month of August, because it could be extremely dangerous with the threat of landslides and the heavy rains. Best is to hire a local taxi from Shimla or Manali, and then have your driver do the routing. So this way you do not have to take the headache of your vehicle getting spoiled, or of you getting stuck with your vehicle in a place where you will not be able to get out of without any network. Apart from this, Chandata Lake is easily accessible, so you do not need to worry about going to Chandata Lake. That is definitely going to be doable in the month of August, and in fact, they've even made up the road much better, especially at the water points, so you can easily get your vehicle in and out from there. Now, remember one thing about traveling to Spiti Valley in the month of August is that even though it's raining in other places, it's still going to be pretty cold. Hence, you need to be carrying your sunscreen and your cold cream, and do not forget a lip balm. Otherwise, your lips are going to end up getting chapped, and you'll have a bleeding lip, which is not at all ideal. Spiti Valley in the month of August requires you to have a lot of patience with roadblocks and I would say landslides that could happen along the way. So come prepared. Do not come expecting to have a flawless journey. Come prepared for whatever the journey throws at you. Come prepared to be able to absorb it and make your way through. The reason I'm saying biking is not advisable is because of the rainfall from Shimla, what you will get, and the fact that if you're stuck in a roadblock, it is going to be a nightmare to get your bike through it. Hence, avoid biking in the month of August. You can do that from mid-September. Now, over and above this, if you are someone who's planning a trip to Spiti Valley in the month of August, we do have trips happening to Spiti Valley. You can click on the link in the description, go to our website and directly book, or you can contact our sales team who will help you with the booking process. If you have any personal queries about your travel to Spiti Valley, you can leave a comment in the comment section below this video, and our team will be more than happy to reply. Please do not ask in the comments whether the roads are open and all of that. For that, the best is for you to follow the Shimla and the Shimla's Lahul Spiti and the Kulu Police, because these are the pages on Facebook which are updated regularly and every day. So any kind of weather updates or road updates or any kind of disaster updates that you want, they are the best and the most accurate to follow, because they are on ground in live. So please check out their Facebook pages and follow them, so that they can keep you updated and you can stay updated with the happenings. Over and above this, I would say that in the month of August, it is a very good time to be going to Spiti Valley, because there's not a lot of crowd. But just make sure that you're giving yourself enough of time. If you want to do a rush 6 nights or 5 nights, 6 day trip, then come in the month of September, end of October, because that's when the monsoon would ease out. Do not come in the month of August, because the month of August is not meant for a rush trip. It's meant for slow travel, easy travel, and for people who have a lot of patience with what the environment will throw at them. Avoid eating non-veg in the month of August in Spiti Valley, because you do not know how fresh the meat is. If you want, you can have it in places like Kaza or Tabo, but beyond that, please do not try eating non-veg. The maximum you can have is eggs, but try sticking to veg, because that is a safer bet in the month of August. Apart from this, till our next video for Spiti Valley, stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed.